Your constraint muscle is the first body part that you look at when you get in front of the mirror. For me right now, my constraint muscle is my abs. So when I do get in front of the mirror shirtless, the first muscle that I look at is my abs. Like, is the most lacking body part that I have, is the weakest link in the chain, and the chain is as strong as its weakest link, right? If I improve upon my abs, it will give me the highest ROI from my physique, because when I do improve my abs, the rest of the physique just comes in alignment. And instead of me focusing on, for example, biceps or even my neck, I would get better improvement upon my physique by just focusing on my abs. It just sounds very basic. So for you, if you want to figure out your constraint muscle, what I heard is that just get in front of the mirror and just ask yourself, what's the first body part that I look at instinctively? And as people, we first of all focus on the negative things in our life. Like, for example, I ask you how's your day going, you may start off thinking of the negative stuff that happened during the day, like your mom yelled at you or your father yelled at you. So we'll use the same psychological technique to figure out the most lacking part of our body, right? And that's why I ask you, look in front of the mirror and get shirtless and just ask yourself, what's the first body part that I look at instinctively? And for example, it may be your forearms. It used to be my forearms, like couple years ago actually, used to be my forearms. Or it could be just your neck or your chest is lacking. And when you do figure out what's your constraint muscle by looking yourself in the mirror and seeing what's the first body part that you look at, you basically focus on growing it faster compared to the rest of the body. And to grow a muscle, the fastest way to grow a muscle is through volume. Scientifically proven, more volume just means more repetitions for a particular muscle or a particular exercise would give you faster growth to that muscle compared to other ones. So suppose for biceps, if I kept the amount of sets at, like, I did like 5 sets of biceps compared to 3 sets of triceps, and I took each set till failure, my biceps will grow faster than my triceps. Why? Just because I'm doing more volume for the biceps. So we'll use the same principle here, that if you want to grow the constraint muscle, instead of doing 5 sets per week for it, you do 20. And how do you do 20 sets for a particular muscle? Well, of course, you just add more sets and do the sets as required. So for example, my abs are the weakest link of the chain. When I used to go like 3 days a week to the gym, I would do like 5 sets of hanging knee raises for each of the workouts. That would give me 15 sets of the ab exercises, and I would do like lying leg raises at home. So this would give me 20 sets per week for the workout. And basically this like really grew my abs, and when my abs grew, when they started popping out more, the rest of my physique followed. The rest of the physique started looking better, just because I improved my abs, just because everything else came into alignment. So if you focus on your constraint muscle, you will get the highest ROI for your physique, just because the rest of the physique comes into alignment and it just looks better overall. But most likely, if you're at the starting point of your fitness journey, like I was a couple of years ago, you're probably very fat or you're really fucking skinny. And if you're really fucking fat, you just focus on getting the V-tape and just cutting down to a lower body fat percentage. And if you're really skinny, focus on bulking up and just getting in more calories. While also, like I do, just focusing on the V-taper muscles, such that you will get the V-taper by training these aesthetic muscles, which are neck, lateral delts, lats, upper chest, abs, and glutes. That should cover most of it. But by focusing on these muscles, you'll grow these muscles. And if you're losing fat at the same time, if you're fat, you get the V-taper and you'll just look sexier. Other than that, I just had this thing in mind for this video, and I wish you all the best.